and we'll show you some of the tools. And if hopefully we'll have enough time to do some real world scenarios where if you have a deal or something that you need help with, maybe we can do it right here on this call if time permits. We will do Q&A. If you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. We definitely will leave some time for the end to be able to answer any questions that you all have about this, Mr. Jones.
First thing I want to do is to honor you all for stopping and doing what you're doing right now, which is becoming the top 1% of the most effective people that are in your industry. I'm sure that all of you have heard of everything that's going on with AI. And what it really does is it's a tool that will move you faster than I ever imagined would be able to do in every aspect of business, all the way across the board. AI is having an impact on our lives, and there are few people that are actually taking advantage of it. And you are one of those groups of people that are taking advantage of it. So I'm really excited to share what we've discovered over running thousands and thousands of prompts, spending thousands of hours. I have a team under me testing different prompts. And what prompts are is basically instructions that you give to AI so it can do something. It's like having an assistant. You tell it exactly what to do, and it will do that thing for you. And so we started discovering what are the things that are in your business, share what we've discovered over running thousands and thousands of prompts, spending thousands of hours. I have a team under me testing different prompts. And what prompts are is basically instructions that you give to AI so it can do something. It's like having an assistant. You tell it exactly what to do, and it will do that thing for you. And so we started discovering what are the things that are in your business that, from working with a lot of commercial people, from working with land brokers and residential all across the board for all these years, we've had a lot of conversations and we've seen what are the bottlenecks, what are the things that stop people from being that go-to broker. Because at the end of the day, we want you to be the go-to broker or agent in your area. That is the whole reason why we're leveraging this tool, is to get that for you. We're going to go into some sharing of some screen shares and some different things to see it in action.
We're going to need a volunteer for your market. We're going to do 2 volunteers. One will be to see who the buyers are in your market. So some of the things that you can do with AI now for land is that you can find out who your ideal buyer and seller is in your market. You can also run comps. And if you're in a rural area or in an area where it's a little bit difficult to find properties, you can find them. You can also do research, and there are different tools. There are different tools out there. The one we're going to cover today is Land vs. AI, where you can research your properties, get information. We have something called Dirt Map built into this one, where it pulls all of your county links into one section. So if you have maybe an assistant that doesn't really know the business, junior, or if you're working in a new market, maybe you're selling in Orange County and you've got to, go somewhere up north and you don't normally work that market and you don't know where the different agencies are, Dirt Map pulls them all into one place for you. And then what you can do with marketing, which we've been doing for years, is just unbelievable. If you are not a marketer, if that is not your strong point, you don't have to worry about it anymore, because we've built this tool that has everything you need for land brokerage, to get your messaging out, from emails to what you're going to write for social media, through your proposals, even sales scripts and calls that you can now do with AI and do it in minutes and not have to be skilled.
Yeah, and I want to share something with you so you understand how this works. And some of you may know this, and some it may be a new thing. What AI is basically we retrain computers to use natural human language instead of the coding that used to do. And they spent billions of dollars on this and training these computers to speak like regular human beings and understand. They call them large language models. And they spent billions and billions of dollars to get them to read everything that was ever written on the internet and start processing it and training it just like the human brain does, and how we parse information and all that. So every deal that has been out there, basically every school that has ever taught about land, every county that has ever had land information in it, so much stuff has been trained on. And now what it does is it generates the information. We come from an age of curation where you'd have to go to Google and look up stuff where people had sit it on there like a library to now what's called generation. And AI is like the librarian who's memorized every one of the books. So now instead of going through and saying, hey, point me to this book and that book, you just go to the library and you say, hey, I want to know this information. And the librarian just tells you immediately. And this is what's called prompt engineering, knowing how to ask the librarian. And once you learn that, you're going to save so much time, so much energy looking through all the things you used to look through. And it'll give you answers to how do I speak to specific people that I've spoken to before that are in my market or that may be looking for land or maybe want to sell land. What's the most persuasive way to communicate the value that I have to offer them? And that is going to set you up. And we've seen it over and over. We're not talking theory here. We also have an agency where we work with clients and got them to the top of their markets. And AI has just had us to do it a lot faster and a lot simpler.
Absolutely. And if you are in a place where you need mentorship, or a coach, or if you need to train people on your team, you can now use AI for that as well. We've tested it with tons of people, and it always comes back just solid from where we've programmed it for to get the type of results that you need. So let's say you are thinking about breaking into the orchard market, and maybe you've always done ranches, maybe has always been your thing, or maybe you've done development sites and you know that there's an opportunity for you in the orchard market, but you don't know how to really do it. Traditionally, you can just go to a broker, right? You can, okay, let me talk to my broker. Your broker may or may not know. You can go to, let me see if I can get someone else in the industry who's done it to tell me, well, they're only going to tell you so much. Now you have access to a personal coach who can walk you through, these are some things that you need to know. These are some things you should focus on. These are the type of people who are buying and selling. This is the type of messaging that you need. When you approach that seller, this is what the seller is concerned about. These are the issues in that specific market. And that can be by asset class, where it's, orchard and vineyards, or it can also be by geography. So if you're trying to get into Sacramento, well, then the Sacramento market, it can tell you what's happening in that market. It's a great way, and I'm so thrilled that you all are here at this point, where it's the beginning of fourth quarter, where you all can completely create a new game plan for 2026 to really ramp it up a bit into the markets where you want to be. Well, why don't we start with this? This is Landverse AI. When you log into it,
Yeah, I just want to let you know really quickly. I'm sure you've all heard of ChatGPT. There's Claude, there's Gemini, there's all these other models out there to do that. We created something that's custom. And what that's like doing is like having an assistant who's a general assistant, and then you tell them how to do the work that matters to you. And so we did it for commercial real estate where you have to put up certain guardrails and you have to tell it you're only working within this niche of business. Because a lot of times, if you go on ChatGPT, you probably have already experienced this where it brings you back some residential language. When you start asking about things, it'll start talking to you like it's a residential agent or whatnot. So with Landverse, what's different is we focused on everything that land people have to do to make their business work. And that's what makes it different. So as we're going through this, you'll see that. And maybe and just so you know, you can do this if you're using ChatGPT. You just have to start training it and programming it in that way too. But we've already done that here. So we're going to be showing you this in Landverse. So it's not ChatGPT, but it's actually a trained model that was built around ChatGPT.
okay, so in this platform, some of the things that you'll be able to do is we literally built this for every stage of a land deal. So from finding your clients to help build your pipeline, to researching properties, to running comps, to prospecting with your outreach, to doing your writing and marketing, and even to a fun thing I think is fun, Scout Snapper, where if you've ever had a new listing coming in and it's been raining for days and you can't get out to it to get the photos, you can create a visual that looks very much like that property, and you can put that up so you can start marketing while you're waiting for weather to clear out.
And it's so accurate the way that it can generate images. And that's what a lot of people miss too, because a lot of people just stop with, I'm going to write an email or I'm going to, write this listing up. But there's so much more that you can do that will impact a lot of areas in your business, basically every area in your business. And we're going to help show you that.
And then Ross has written a couple of books. One is called Landverse AI for Land Brokers. That book is online. It's on Amazon. When you're a member of Landverse AI, you get a free copy of the digital version of it if you wanted it, and it has the foundational tools that you need, that foundation to work with AI. And then there's a prompt playbook that has tons of prompts and how to actually work with AI for land.
And again, just to be clear, prompts are just instructions. And the way you structure instructions means a lot. It's like if you tell your assistant, hey, I want you to go get me a coffee, 2 creams, 1 sugar, you do that, and then they'll be clear as to what you actually want. So if you prompt with AI, say, hey, I need an image of a 200-acre parcel with a red barn on it and 2 horses and a lake. Can you make me an image like that? Then it will do. And I want it to be in Oklahoma. It will do that. It'll take into account how the grasses and the trees are in Oklahoma and make it exactly like that.
Where we're going to start out today is at the very basis of your business. It does not matter how long you've been in the industry. You can be selling land for 30 years and be good at it. And it doesn't matter if you feel like you know half the people in town. The way our world has changed or evolved is changing quickly, right? And one of the things that we hear the most is, I'm not quite sure what's going on at this point, right? The basis, if you had come to us for marketing before AI was out, the first thing we're going to ask you some questions. And some of those questions we're going to ask you is we're going to find out, where are you located? What are you currently specializing in? And where do you want to go? Like, what's the goal ahead? And then we would go and we would spend hours, days researching that market and making sure that who you are is communicated to the market and making sure that we understood as much as we could who that buyer or seller is. Large companies spend hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars, and they've been doing it for, decades to find out who their audience is. They put a lot into research and data as well. We have, hey, get this free coffee. If you fill this out, give us your phone number, so that we can track your
Buying habits, your spending
Right.
habits. When you do that, they're collecting data. People are very predictable. And so if you're selling to this particular person, it's an archetype. And
Mhm.
they're pretty much the same all across the board. And that's what the companies pay data scientists millions of dollars to do. But now with ChatGPT and AI, you have a data scientist in your pocket
Mhm.
that can go and do all that work for you, saving you time and making you able to connect with that person in a way that was never even possible for regular folks who don't have a multi-billion-dollar company.
So what we have in the ideal land client builder is that power available to you. So I need to know about a market. Let me show you. I'll tell you what it does, and then you all can see who's going to be the first volunteer.
Matt looks very brave. So Matt, we're gonna volunteer you.
Okay, so in the ideal land client builder, the goal of that is to help you get clear on who your best clients are. Your buyers are your sellers. And it's going to guide you to understand what they want, what frustrates them, and what gets them to action so you can market better and close more land deals. Quick caveat before we go into this. I mentioned how we would handle it if you came to us. The reason why we always start with that is because your messaging and the methods of what you do for marketing, they're you don't want to have hope marketing. You don't want to just hope that whatever you put out there works. You want to make sure that when you invest your marketing dollars or when you invest your time and your energy into whatever this new thing is that you're going to do, you want to make sure that it's something that's going to get you the results of what you want to do, right? So you need to make sure that your messaging is very targeted and clear. And you want to make sure that you're going to the people who are buying or selling in your market. Over the years, we've had a lot of people come to us and they'll say, I'll even use myself as an example. When I first got into commercial real estate, we had just moved to St. Pete Beach, which is in Florida on the West Coast. And I wanted to get into hotels. Not because I was necessarily equipped to do hotels, but I always wanted to own a hotel. I had the idea, okay, hotels would be good. There's a lot of hotels here. But hotel owners weren't buying, they weren't selling. and there weren't tons of people coming into that market to buy hotels. But, I put my flag in the sand that I'm going to sell hotels, and I had worked with REITs, the Real Estate Investment Trust. I'd worked for some large hedge funds, like the world's first hedge fund that flipped, that was a flipper. I had done that. So my idea was I will sell hotels because I like hotels and I'm interested in that, and I will work with REITs. Well, in that market, that's not who was buying or selling. So I would have spent an eternity trying to get clients in that market if Ross hadn't gotten me to the top of Google. He got me to the top of Google, so I worked whatever came in. And I was there for a year before I think I ever got a hotel client or even someone interested. But what was selling was warehouses and multifamily and retail. People were coming into the market to, like, there was a cricket retailer that wanted 6 locations. People were coming in for that sort of thing. But if I had have just gone with what I was trying to do, I would not have made best of market because I was wrong in what I wanted to do. And we've seen that happen over and over again in our market. Well, in what we do as coaches, we've seen that happen over and over again where people want to do something because they like something or maybe they have experience in it, but in their particular geographic market, that's not who's buying or selling. So this tool gives you the ability to know exactly what's selling, what you should be going after, and to even test your ideas for when you're making your business plan for, the year ahead. It helps you with that. Since Matt is our first tester, let's start with his market. You'll see a little box right here. These are things that can help you get started, or you can just go in, right down here and start typing. I recommend that you start with clicking on the box. And you can use this tool for a couple of different things. You can use it to form the foundation of your marketing and of your plan. You can use it to find a buyer for a particular property that you are trying to sell that maybe you haven't been able to move. Those are the two main things. And it's great for, like, if you're moving into a new market. So when you click on this link, not sure if you all can see this clearly, basically it's saying, let's get started, and to make it as accurate and actionable as possible. If you are new to the market and you're not quite sure, you can say that.
One of the cool things you got to remember about this is that it's a language model. It's not a old school computer, how we used to have to program it with special language. This you can just talk to and say it exactly. Like a lot of my students, they'll ask me, "Hey, I want to tell it this and I want to find out about this." And I'm saying, you just say exactly that and it'll understand it. And the biggest thing is, it used to be prompt engineering. Now we're moving, and this may be a little geeky, but just hold on with me. We're moving into context engineering because the AI has gotten so smart. If you tell it what you're trying to do and what you're thinking about doing, and ask it for help to do that thing, or if that thing is worth doing at this time or in this area, it's going to be able to help you so much better. So here we go, Matt. We got you. You're going to get your 4 things it's asking for: your land specialty, the buyer or seller focus, price range, and common buyer motivations. Or you can just say where you're at, who you're going after, and so where are you located at? We'll just make it real simple.
I do very little work where I'm actually located. So I can answer those questions. Say let's do
Okay.
agricultural land.
Okay. Got number one is
Um,
ag land.
and if you need a location, we can call it Imperial County, California.
Okay. Should write
And
here so
I'm
we
primarily helping sellers.
can. Okay. And then the common buyer motivations. What of these reasons best describe your buyer's purchase of land? Are they investment, building a home, farming and ranching, recreational use, retirement, off-grid
Um,
living,
y- y-
legacy?
yeah, most of the deals are over 1 million, and it would be either investment or for farming. Let's call
So
it investment.
Investment. Awesome.
starting out with these questions are great if you are experienced in a particular market and you need to know how to do more of what you're doing.
This is a great practice to start doing. You click that microphone and you'll be able to just start talking and it'll record what you're saying. So we went ag land in Imperial County, California, and now we're going to go with sellers over $1 million, an investment, or farming. We'll go with investment. Okay, so see, over $1 million, an investment or farming, and we'll go with investment. Sellers over $1 million. We push the arrow, and now it's going to start acquiring the data. And keep in mind that this is not a one-stop thing. You can do it over and over again for different things that you want to be in.
Based on Matt's focus, agricultural land in Imperial County, working with sellers with deals over $1 million and targeting investment-driven buyers, this is the ideal land client persona. The first one is the strategic agri-investor. The age is 45 to 65. That person is predominantly male. They're in Southern California, primarily San Diego, Riverside, and LA, or they're out of state. And for out of state, Texas, Arizona, their occupation, agribusiness owner, institutional land buyer, or private equity investor. Their net worth income bracket is 5 million plus. Is their net worth annual income is 500,000 plus, and their land interest type is agricultural land for passive lease income or appreciation, and it's often tied to water access and crop suitability.
Now, here's where it gets really key, and that's going to make a difference with you tremendously, is when you understand psychographics, pain points, desires, and decision triggers, especially the pain points and decision triggers, right? Because people want to avoid pain and you want to know what's going to make them decide to go with you. So psychographics are motivators. They're long-term portfolio diversification, steady land appreciation, and leasing opportunities to ag operators, water rights security. And the personality traits, they're analytical, ROI-driven, cautious but decisive once data aligns. So getting the data and getting it to them, either in your blogs or your socials is going to be key to pulling them in. And then the values are land as a hard asset, generational stability, control over investment, timing, tax efficiency. Now, here's the pain points. Lack of a transparent info on water entitlements and delivery. So as you're listening to these things, start thinking about how you're going to position your marketing, how you're going to position your blogs, your socials, and all that.
And the important part about pain points, why that's a thing that's in here, is because as brokers, you should be providing value when you communicate, because when you provide value, that's where you're going to get the lifelong relationships. That's where you're going to get the deal, right? When you understand a prospect's pain points, then you're able to be a true value giver where you're speaking directly to what their problems are. You're providing resources and information that speaks to their problems so that you can build a solid relationship with them and prove that you are the go-to person in their market, that you're worth their time, that you are not just another realtor that's out there saying, hey, I can sell your land, but that you actually know your stuff. And one of the things that we've learned from working with land brokers over this past year is that you all do know your stuff. You do know water, you do know soil. You all are not just jumping in, doing something. Most of you are living that life, like you know your stuff. But if people don't know that you know your stuff because you're not speaking to what their problems are, then it doesn't give them a reason to just know that you're their guy.
Or you're speaking to the wrong stuff. Like a lot of our clients come to us like here it says frustration with agents who sell lifestyle instead of economics. Now, some people will see stuff on YouTube or TikTok and be like, hey, I want to be like that. I'll do this kind of lifestyle and teaching and all that. But because you're now aware of what your ideal client, their pain points are, you'll know that selling that lifestyle isn't what they want. They want you to talk about economics and risk aversion to areas with poor soil and tenant instability. So, and what's so really cool about this, you could just get AI to write you things directly to those people that give real value and give real information. It will write that for you based on this, which is the really beautiful part.
This is really a coach and an assistant. It's a coach, an assistant, and a marketing mentor and an analyst all rolled in one. So whatever information that it gives you, like if you have questions in your head as you're reading through this, let's see, Matt's our volunteer for this one. So if Matt has questions about certain things in here, he would just need to ask questions about that so that he can, it'll take it deeper and further for him. With the desires, what this type of agri-investor wants, they want a clean, high value exit from sellers with consolidated acreage. They want parcels with verifiable water rights, current lease income, or crop revenue history. This allows you to provide better service because you know what they want. So you can make sure that you're providing that when you're sending the properties over. Land near infrastructure, canals, ag service roads, processing plants, and they want clarity on local and state policy affecting long-term ag use. So let's say in Imperial County, let's just say that Matt does not know what the local and state policies are. Maybe he's new to the area, or maybe just not getting into this. Well, now he knows what information he needs to make sure he has on hand, or what he should be prepping and equipping himself, or what you should be training your agents with if you have a team. If you're building a team, these are things you want to make sure that you're providing to them. And then the decision triggers, what makes them move on a deal?
So imagine this, Matt, you've got your competition who's saying, hey, we help everybody. We make sure your dreams come true. We're going to give you some of the best land. We'll take you around to it, help you see it, all those things, right? And then Matt comes in and says, when we work with clients, we make sure you have a detailed pro forma with lease comps or yield projections. We give you your verified water district inclusion and delivery rates. We make sure that you have access to seller financing if that's there, or 1031 exchange compatible offers. And we also have direct line to different appraisers, ag lenders, and local agronomists so that you are taken care of through every aspect of the deal. That right there will make them say, okay, that's my guy. He understands me. He's got it all together. A lot of people out there that are selling are sounding just like the people next door to them. This helps you to go into the mind of the person. So now you're speaking the language of the conversation that's already going on in their head. That I hope Matt has a detailed pro forma with lease comps and yield projections, and I need verified water district inclusion and delivery rates. I hope he's got some seller financing to help with, or some 1031 exchange compatible offers. When you speak that, even if it's on your website, that's going to attract to you those people because you're speaking, they're entering the conversation that's already going on in their head. And that alone gives you a huge advantage.
It really does. And there are a lot of residential agents who are getting land listings but are not equipped. And if you are a residential agent on this call and you're getting into land listings, I would recommend that you get trained, get equipped, as much as you educate yourself as much as you can, so that you are offering value to the people. But for land brokers who have been doing land, their whole career, some land brokers are losing listings to residential agents who don't know land. They don't know soil, they don't know water. And that's a real thing that we're seeing across markets. When you know the decision triggers and you know pain points and desires, then everything that you put out, as Ross was saying, like on your website, in your blogs, in your email, just in your talking, where you know what to communicate, it instantly separates you from the residential agent who has not educated themselves but are getting the deals because maybe they sold a house to the person, or they're a friend of the family, somebody referred them. It separates you. And that's one of the things that, to go into the market that we're in, you have to stand out as the go-to person who knows your stuff. And this is just what you do, and this allows you to do that. At the end of each one of these, it gives you some type of instruction or question asking you, what would you like to do next? Like if you would like to build a second persona, like a recreational buyer who also looks at farmland, Ross is going to do an experiment.
So we're going to go what it asks, do you want to see how to market listings to this profile? This is where the rubber meets the road and it gets really beneficial. Okay, it gave a second persona there to the lifestyle legacy buyer, and it's going to go through the same things. It goes through all these. So every persona is different depending on your goals and who you're marketing to.
And then it's giving you insight that this buyer doesn't just want ROI, they want resonance. They may compete with investor buyers on select properties, but their emotional motivations shift how you position the deal. So storytelling, visual aids, land history potential.
Yeah.
And then it's giving you,
That's for the recreational. Now it says, would you like me to show how to tailor listing description or an email outreach to either of these personas? And I said, yes, the first one, please. So now it's going to tell you how to tailor these. And this is the beauty of it, because you can have all of this information, but if you don't quite know how to make it turn into revenue for you, it doesn't matter. Well, this is how you make it turn into revenue, how you make it turn into signed deals and all that. And so now it's looking at the persona and is figuring out the best angles and ways in which to communicate value. Let's tailor this list and description to your persona, the strategic agriinvestor. This type of buyer is all about the numbers, the infrastructure, and the certainty. So your language should reflect clarity, economic potential, and institutional appeal, not fluff.
So it's breaking it down just by the facts, and bullet it so that they can, quickly scan it, because they're not going to, sit there and read a whole lot of things. So it's making it scannable for you. And then there's this copy code right here where you could have copied that. So before we shift to a different volunteer, one of the things that is great that you can do is, let's just say I'm new. I'm going to dictate it. Thanks. I am new to the Imperial market, or I'm not new, but I'm looking to build my business plan for 2026. And I really want to know, who should I be focused on? Can you show me all of the buyer and seller profiles for who the main operators in this area? And can you show me here? And you see how there was nothing fancy in that, right? That's just talking to it the way I would, an assistant or someone. To build your 2026 plan for Imperial County, it helps to map out the major players on both the buyer side and the seller side, and what roles they play in the local agricultural land ecosystem. While not every operator is publicly visible, which means there's more in there, right? Here's a breakdown of known names, patterns, and categories you should watch, plus a few under-the-radar opportunities. So the key operator profiles in Imperial County who you should focus on. These are the kinds of buyers or operators that are active or likely to grow in that area. Large scale, and it says that you may already see them in listings or public records, so you can check it. Profile the large-scale produce growers and shippers, and they has why they matter to you as a broker, that they're high capital buyers who understand large acre operations, willing to invest in infrastructure and can absorb risk. And it's given an example or signals like Vessi and Company as a multi-generation grower shipping operation in Imperial Valley across 10,000 acres, giving you a link to their company if you want to research them a little bit more. There's vertical integrators, ag corporates, and it's giving you info on them, why they're a big deal, specialized agribusiness investors. And then it goes on to give a breakdown on why they could be a good choice for you, why they matter, gives you an example of who that may be for the buyers. And then it breaks it down by the seller profiles. To generate listings, you want to target likely sellers. Here are the types: aging operators, multi-generational farms, operators with liquidity needs or debt pressure, consolidators, distressed or underperforming parcels. And then it gives you, a little breakdown, and then gives you specific local names and data sources that you can mine. So you can, check some things out, some people that you should focus on. And then it gives you some strategic, because I mentioned the word business plan, it's giving me strategic focus recommendations for the 2026 plan. It's telling Matt that he needs to build a list of top 10 to 20 big farms in Imperial County, cultivate relationships with key growers, processing firms, and district officials, watch for generational transfers, partner with attorneys, accountants, farm advisors. And then it goes on, be proactive off market, track who buys acreage across county lines. Maybe Matt's already done some of these things. Maybe he's already built his list of top 10 to 20 big farms in Imperial County. Maybe he started cultivating relationships with key growers and maybe started with some district officials, but 2025 and 2024 has been busy for him, so he's kind of gotten away from that. Well, it gives you a point of what to go back to for building out your plan. And we could take this and go much further with it by asking questions like, can you build out my plan for 2026 based on these people? We could ask, can you give me a list, which is offering at the bottom. I can build you a ranked list of 20 target buyers and 20 target sellers in Imperial County with contact research as part of your 2026 hit list. Do you want me to do that now for you? So we could say yes.
The intelligence that it has to know what the next best step is and the details that you're going to need. When I first started with AI, this was not its capabilities. This has only evolved mostly over the last year. So it gives you the name, the business type, and the notes to contact and why they matter. And the thing that I really love the most, here it is: legacy family farms, many larger growers already are on the buyers list.
And it's spelling out that these are the landowners or operations that may be more open or could be approached for sales expansions or portfolio shifts. So it's giving you that deep knowledge that you need for your business. And then it's giving even information, how do we turn this into a working hit list? It's giving some information in here.
Yeah, the step by step is beautiful.
Like where it has researched their parcels in Dirt Map, which is one of the features that's in this platform. That's where you could go in and it's going to pull your GIS maps, the flood map, topo, soil, that we have all those maps that are in here. You'll be able to do all the research right there in it. it has more things in here.
If you say, based on this persona, can you write me the emails that would make me stand out or that would connect with them or make them want to work with me? When you give the sentiment as far as what you want the end result to be, you're going to get a much better result. It's not just going to give you an intelligent result. You're going to, oh, you want to have them want to work with you. And because they know everything about these people, I want my social media. So if they come to my social media, this will communicate to them that I understand their business and I understand that it'll give you social media like that. So that if they're coming, if you want to have a little ebook created or anything that would position you as the person who is an obvious choice because of this information and because it knows who you need to go after, it can produce those things for you. And this was like totally unheard of.
Absolutely. So it created
What they call the hit list right there.
Yes.
And this thing, you can just download it and then you can open it up. So it created a CSV Excel file of all of these different ones that it was telling you to. So you can use this to build a direct outreach campaign, target relationship building. You can spot land off or off market or pocket listings. And then it's actually what you want help with. Email templates for first contact, cold call scripts for the landowners, or building your full 2026 plan by quarter.
And maybe you have, there's other tools in here also, like with Scout AI, where you can maybe, okay, you got your plan, and maybe you just want to focus on your planning. Where I would take this next, you can keep going here, or you could just say, would you finish out building my 2026 business plan? And it will build it out for you. And then maybe that's all you're handling for right now. You're done. When you come back in, you can go to Scout AI, or you can, at this point, you would need to save.
And you can just copy the information that you've done down at the bottom. There's this button here, and that will copy this. This is a really cool button here, the share button. If you click on that, it'll bring this up, and you can just click this link to copy it. There you go. So now, if you want to copy that, you've got that entire thread. So you can go back through it. You can continue to ask questions to it and all that good.
Yeah, and you can save it. You can use it. Anna Marie, why don't we take that question real quick?
I do have a piece of land that I'd like to sell here in California, and
Okay.
it's a raw land. We can use this for that.
So, we'll get some information on that property. This is one way you all can do it. You can use it to figure out how to really work your plan, create a plan to find buyers. And for the sake of time, we didn't go through all the different things that you can do with that, which we'll do in our training sessions to know you have exactly what it is that you want to do and that you understand.
Yeah.
Anna Marie, tell me about this property so we can see where there's so much you can do when you have a listing. When you have a listing coming in, you can do your research you would do in Dirt Map. If we're talking about buyers, if that's what we're going to focus on, find out who your buyer is.
Yes.
Then let's start with, we'll stay in the ideal land client builder. And for this, we're going to handle it a little bit differently. Tell me about the property.
It's 5 parcels of land uphill. It's a hill, basically. The top is flat, is a beautiful view, but most of it is downhill. So it's over 50,000 square feet buildable.
Okay.
The owner had it for 40 years, and now she wants to sell it.
When that owner bought that, did she tell you what her purpose was, what her plan was?
Yes, she and her husband were planning to build a beautiful family home on the top of the hill.
Okay. Where is the property located?
Redwood City. It's in California.
Yep.
Okay. Just like you just told us, we're going to just tell the land client builder.
So it's a raw land. The utilities are not there. There are next to nearby property that's also raw land. So it's somewhere there in the area, but not next to the property. And also understand that they also need to build a road.
There's no road? Okay.
There is a road, it's by the road, but to go uphill, they need a kind of a driveway.
Okay, here we go. I have a listing that I need to sell. I'm looking for the buyer, what type of buyers would be good for this and where I can find them. It's 5 parcels of land uphill. The top is flat with a beautiful view. Over 50,000 square feet of it is buildable. It's raw land. The utilities are not there. They do need to build a road or like a driveway. There's a road there, but they need to build a driveway to get up the hill. It's in Redwood City, California.
Can you see the screen okay where it says best buyer profiles for this type of land?
You'll want to pick out who can absorb the risk, the road/driveway, lack of utilities, and who sees enough upside, like the view, the buildable area, the location. Below is a breakdown of promising buyer types and where to find them, along with strategy tips. So, the best buyer profiles for this type of land. These are the types of buyers most likely to be attracted to your parcels, along with what motivates them and how to appeal to them. So, buyer type, custom home builders/luxury home buyers. Their key motivations, what they accept. They want views, uniqueness, architectural freedom. Challenges they worry about, cost of infrastructure, driveway utilities and grading. So that's something that you would want to find that out. How your property matches what you must emphasize. Emphasize the flat top view, buildable square footage, escrow flexibility. Developers, small scale subdivider, owner builders, lifestyle buyers. And then it goes on to talk about other ones like conservation, open space, preservation organizations, architects, design forward buyers. And because your parcels are raw, uphill, and require infrastructure work, buyers who are comfortable with site development risk are your sweet spot. That's custom builders, developers, and savvy investors. It goes into where to find those buyers, or like where and how to find them. It's giving you channels, tactics, and networks where these kind of buyers often live or look. Specialist land development brokers. So that's some relationships to build. How to use it. Engage a broker who specializes in raw land, hillside parcels. So for you, that would be partnering. Why it works. Architects, designers, small boutique firms, local builders, network contractors. It's telling you what to do, like contact custom home builders in Redwood City, Menlo Park, and Woodside area, because builders are often looking for new lots to build on, or they partner with landowners. Real estate investment groups and land investment clubs pitch the property at local real estate meetups or investment groups in the Bay Area. Land deals often come via word of mouth among investors. And then it's got your social media targeting. Use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn to run ads targeting luxury home design, custom home building, or Bay Area developers. Use visual shots of view and terrain. Architectural design magazines or forums, local land auctions, off-market deals. You might privately reach out to buyers who have recently acquired similar parcels are listed as an off-market opportunity because some investors don't go to public listings. Relationships and private deals are powerful. And then your county, municipal contacts, and planning departments. So it's giving you, Anna Maria, it's giving you the breakdown with the messaging and positioning tips of what to lead with.
Yes.
And you see how it has all these points, like the rough cost. This is information that you can put into this, like for number 3. You could just say, hey, here's the number, it's 50,000 buildable square feet. You can put each one of these in this box and it will create the writing for you, which will have it do that for the social media in just 1 second. But at the bottom, it's saying, if you like, I can help you build 2 to 3 ideal buyer personas for your specific 5 parcels using the characteristics you gave. Then we can map out outreach scripts or a marketing plan. It's asking, would you like for me to do that? I'm going to say yes, because we need to see that, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's building out 3 to help you target and speak directly to the motivations and concerns of the best prospects.
These are real people?
No, the names that they have is a representation of them.
Oh, okay.
To let you kind of visualize that person.
I see. I thought so, yeah. And also, where would be the best place to more efficient ROI places to advertise this?
That's a great way of structuring the question too.
The modern visionary builder, it named it Lucas Tanaka. 42 is the age range, lives in Palo Alto, boutique design build firm owner, net worth $3 million plus. It's going to give you the rest of it, the psychographics. Their pain points is that boutique design build firm owner dislikes slow permit processes, avoids properties with unclear zoning or access, and won't pursue a deal without clear feasibility. Their desires is a hilltop site with incredible views, flat building area for modern design, strong resale or custom home value. And what makes them move, the decision triggers, is if there's feasibility or topo reports, conceptual renderings or aerial views, and case studies of nearby luxury builds.
Yeah, your decision triggers are really going to be the gold for you to go with all of these.
And where you find this type of buyer: architect events, land use planners, LinkedIn groups, and custom home builder circles. And then it goes into the privacy-seeking wealth builder.
Yeah, this is very private for sure.
She's 56. Hers is going to be more of an emotional, says emotionally drawn to serene and scenic land. She's thinking about a long-term retreat or legacy estate, and it shows what she's nervous about. She's nervous about utility access and construction headaches, and doesn't want surprises in permitting or zoning.
Yeah, a lot of these personas too, can tell you where you may need to be very clear or even gather more knowledge or information so that you can be ready for any of these personas. And that's going to be impressive.
Then it goes into this developer, the local land developer, 48. I'm going to ask the question, can you show me more detail on where I can find these people and the most effective ROI for advertising? Like, where can I advertise?
And get the best bang for my buck. Okay, can you see that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Very good.
So look at LinkedIn, Bay Area Builders Facebook groups, attend or sponsor events by American Institute of Architects, and Facebook and Instagram. Let's do one thing for Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, wow, that's good. Very good.
See how it's giving you the breakdown of how to target. So if you want to run an ad, you target by age, net worth, zip code, interest.
Yes.
It's giving you the estimated cost per quality lead. And then LinkedIn outreach, land specific marketplaces.
Oh, that's okay.
And I'm going to share this link with you so you have it for your business.
Oh, thank you.
It's rebuilding it. And we can do this in here. We'll do it here, but then we also have another tool, which we should probably shift to just to show you all the other tools. We won't go in depth in them, but we'll give you an overview of them. There's one called Scout AI. Scout AI is for marketing. It's where you can go for your social media. If you want to create a campaign or need one specific for this. In this case, because we're already in here, we'll go ahead and do it right here. Ross is sharing the link with you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So you see it there in the chat?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, yeah.
Let's do social. It's asking, do you want a done for you ad concept? It's saying that I can write a Facebook ad, a LoopNet listing description, or a LinkedIn outreach message on the persona you want to target first. Let's do Lucas the builder.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 outreach tools tailored just for Lucas. The LinkedIn direct message. This is what you can use as your outreach message to builders and architects. It's got a rare build opportunity with a view, Redwood City. You see how it's nice and short where they can scan it?
Yes.
So it's not a time waster. It's going right to the point.
And it's speaking to that persona. Remember what he was interested in, the views and those things.
It's giving you a great headline, design your dream build above the bay, Redwood City view, lots available. Giving you a suggestion for an image video, use drone footage or a panoramic photo of the buildable top area, and then add copy.
Very
And
good.
giving you a CTA, tell them the DM for parcel map, topography, info, and pricing. Again, to what Ross mentioned, that is speaking directly to what his concern was. It didn't just say a generic for more info. It spoke directly to the things that he cared about. And then for audience targeting, this is where you would go into Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever it is, and you select the criteria for running your ad. It's giving you that information that you do the age, 30 to 55. The location, the cities where you want to choose, the interest that you're going to find to see if you can get your ad in front of people, and then the income. It's giving you the information you need to be able to run an ad. If you have an assistant or if you've got time and you want to sit and do it, you can do this yourself and get your ad running in front of the people that you need to get in front of. And then it's got a breakdown for your LoopNet description, a little snippet. And then it's there to help you with other things too. If you want a drone video script, if you want a feasibility packet outline of what you should have in there, you can. And then if there's things that you don't know how to do, maybe you're reading this sounds great to you, but there's, well, I don't know how to do this. Maybe I don't know how to run a Facebook ad. In fact, why don't we just say that? You can say it in here and it's going to help you and take you the rest of the way.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't know how to run a Facebook ad. This information is great. How do I do that?
Oh, wow.
So basically anything that you read in this that you have questions about, you don't know what it is, you don't know where to find it, just ask and it will continue to develop out the plan for you. And here's your step-by-step of how to run a Facebook ad for your land listing. And then you'll take the information that it gave you. It's telling you how to start with your budget, $10 a day. And it breaks it down for you.
Now, these things, there's so many ways that you would have to hire professionals that cost a lot and you'd have to trust that they know what they're doing. But with generative AI, meaning that it understands but it also understands your context and why you're doing and what your motivations are. And that's the beauty of using AI so much, is because, it stays up to date now, because this is relatively a new thing, I guess about a year ago, where it started being able to search the internet in real time. It's really the golden era for you to be getting into it and to be leveraging it and using it religiously.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. So in this, you've got other tools. If you wanted to do research, like you have a new property that's you've got coming in, you'll be able to get into Dirt Map and you'll be able to, it'll pull all the different links that you need for the different county and state, federal organizations that you need for doing your research. With Comp Stacker, it pulls land comps. And then for your marketing, Scout AI is where you can go in if you need copy for a brochure, a postcard, social media campaign. You'll be able to do that with each one of these. So we do have social media posts in here, and I want to show you how this works. So it is very difficult to find people who can do your social media when you're in commercial real estate, land brokerage. A lot of people will say they can do it, and then they're just substandard. With these, we have some ready to use posts. They're by categories. Right now, we have farm and ranch, recreational, orchard, vineyard, and agricultural land are the ones that we have in here for now. So you have posts where these are ready to use. They're editable with Canva, like if you wanted to put your website address on it, or if you wanted to put your logo on it. The writing is already done for you, where you just need to customize it with your city and state, for your hashtags. And then we got recreational. And the captions are in here where you can just hand this off to an assistant. If you hire a VA to do it for you, or if you're just going to take some time and say, okay, on a Friday night, maybe not Friday night, on a, let's say a Wednesday night, maybe you're going to schedule out your social. You can. We do have a new plan that's coming out where we have a library of posts that you can schedule one time, and it'll go to your LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and then we have a done for you service that's being rolled out. As a member of Landverse AI, you have access to the ones that are here, where you can go in and do that. We also have an image library, which has tons of.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, Siri's listening to our call too. Isn't that something? Okay. So we have an image library to help with marketing. So maybe if you're trying to get listings, right? I don't know if you all are familiar with what's happening in copyright world. If you all know about the lawsuits that have happened for copyright infringement, are you all familiar with that? A few years back, lawsuits started happening from photographers. And when COVID hit, it really got bad. Google has something called Lensa, and you can take a photo and say, show me everywhere this picture is. So maybe, it started out for something, we'll say like fashion, right? Or clothes or a product. I want to find this product. Where can I find it? And, it will pull up all the stores that have the products. Well, photographers start using it to find out who is using their photo. And if you have a photo up and it's not, you didn't pay for it because you didn't hire them, or it's a stock company photo that you don't have a subscription with, that photographer can file a lawsuit against you for copyright infringement. There's two stories. One, there's a brokerage in South Florida that during COVID, the agent sold a property. He put the photo of the property that he sold on a flyer and he put it online. He was not the listing broker, so he did not pay the photographer. He didn't have rights. The photographer hit the brokerage with a 6-figure lawsuit, and they end up paying $15,000 to make it go away for him just showing the property that he sold. But because he wasn't the listing agent, he didn't have rights to it, and he got hit with the lawsuit. These images keep you from doing that. So if you have any type of, there's something you're trying to do, hey, I want to get more land listings, don't just go get an image off of Google. You need to make sure that you've got the rights. These are just a few of the images that we have, and if they don't look like the ones that are in your market, you can put in a request. These were all created with AI, so you have rights to use them without having to worry about getting a lawsuit. And we have tons more.
If you're in Oklahoma, if you're in Colorado, if you're in, it knows every topographical. We put some for Ashland, Kentucky, which we went to, which is a little small town in Kentucky that we didn't think it would do it. It did it. We did Tucson, which we hadn't been to, and we thought it wasn't looking like it. And then we went to Tucson and was like, well, that's exactly the way Tucson looks. So it's really accurate and it's really good if you prompt it the right way.
Yeah, and then you've got access to resources in here. There's calculators. Got a calculator toolbox for about 10 of the formulas that you would need. Your acreage calculator, what's the buildable area estimator, your commission split, which I think we all know how to do easily, distance to major points. There's all different kinds in here, lane flip ROI and profit calculator. You've got your GIS maps, FEMA, topo, soil. You've got a land use and rights. So if you're into timber, there's a reforestation and timber value one, forestry goals checklist. We tried to put all different things in here that can help you, speed up your day and what you do. And then my favorite is the playbooks, of course. And you get the digital version. The digital versions of these are in here where you can really hone in.
Playbooks are super important because it'll help you think in ways that you might not have considered before. As far as with AI, this AI is going to give you some superpowers that are going to help your life be a lot more efficient and convenient. Okay.
I have a question. So those links in the chat are the two cases, including mine.
The second one is yours. The first one is
Mark.
Mark's, and the second one is yours. So
Thank
you
you. Oh, that's very helpful. Really good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Paul is asking, what do you charge to use Landverse AI? So Landverse AI is $3.99 for the year, but as an RLI member, you all have an exclusive discount. It's 40% off if you put in, I think it's RLI 40, like the number RLI 40 at checkout. It should drop the price for you where it's somewhere around like 230, for the year, and you get access to all the AI tools, the social media posts you saw. The ones that are there are in the base subscription, and then you'll get first announcement when we roll out the new plan where we do it for you and all of that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up, especially in the world of social. And because that's one of the big areas that a lot of our clients who we do one-on-ones with who really want help with the social and have seen real results come from that. So we're pushing that right now. We've got our team working on a lot of stuff, and AI is just changing all the time anyway. So we're going to keep you up to date. And if there's anything that can benefit you, we're going to drop it in there.
Yeah. And you get access to our trainings. If we do a full week, we do a masterclass. That's AI for land brokers, where we go in depth through all of these to help you get your business built out the way you need it to. And then Scott Hawes asked, where do we find Dirt Map? I'm glad you asked. Why don't we just go back to that real quick? Dirt Map's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Dirt Map's real.
Oh,
I'm a big fan of CompStacker and Outreach Pro though. CompStacker because we've had some people that are like, this person wants 1.5 and I don't think it's worth 1.5, and then
Yes.
and then we go in and we put all the data in and they're like, okay, this does make sense to 1.5. And it without even I mean, it's just amazing. It's really had some really good feedback on the CompStacker.
Yeah, definitely.
And also on the Outreach Pro, because I love the ability to communicate clearly with a specific type of person and to really give them value and to make agents stand out as the true thought leader in the area. And that's what Outreach Pro does too.
Yeah, the cool thing about Outreach Pro, Outreach Pro is great for if you need to send an email to, maybe you're going to hire a VA. And one of the things that we get a lot is, I don't know what to say to the VA. Well, you can put that right there in there. If you want to send a cold letter to all the landowners and you're not quite sure what to say, you can plug it in right there and it will create a very targeted, spot on short letter or email that you can send out to the people. And if you have maybe you're going to do postcards. With postcards, you have to be careful on how much text to put in it.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a perfect writing for
Yeah.
your postcard templates.
Front and back. Now, one of the things I really want you all to take away from this is that when you first start, always start with ideal land client builder and
Mhm.
investigate some different types of land clients, because if someone was telling you that hey, it's this guy, he's a neighbor of mine, he wants to sell 25 acres. And then you're like, oh, awesome. What's he trying to do? And they were to tell you, well, he's nervous about water rights. He's really excited about the idea of working with this type of person. His dad was a rancher. Whatever information you can get, that always helps you sell.
Mhm.
So you get so clear on what that person who you want to do business with wants that you'll be able to speak their language. And then when you get ready to go into Outreach Pro, I always recommend that you copy your ideal client personas and put them in like a
Mhm.
Google Drive or a Word doc, so you'll have them there. So then when you're getting ready to write your social media posts, or you're ready to write your anything you're ready to do with Outreach Pro, you would kind of say, hey, look at this persona and do it according to that.
Yeah, and it shortcuts you.
Mhm.
Okay, we're in the final stretch. Let's answer Scott's question. He asked, where do you find dirt map? So you find dirt map by going right here to AI assistance, research parcel/dirt map, and then gives you a couple places to go depending on what it is you're trying to do. If you need your parcel and GIS links, you can go right here. If you need the maps, if you need planning info, you can go there, but let's scroll down.
And now these are different instructions or prompts that are commonplace that many people use. So you can just copy those and put those into Dirt Map
And-
and ask it and put your information in there, your county and state or whatever it's asking in the brackets.
And these are great for if you're just when you're first starting out using this, if you need some ideas of where to start.
Yeah.
But we're just going to open Dirt Map. It allows you to instantly find GIS maps, the soil, topo, flood layers, zoning data, and contacts. And you just need to enter a county and state to get due diligence superpowers in seconds. One of the things that I like all the tools that are in here, because I wish I had this when I was actively selling. It would have just saved time. What makes me excited about this one is that I remember, being fairly new, and I remember, getting something in a different county than where I normally worked at. And you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know where to go to get the stuff sometimes. Whereas here, I can just click this button, and it's going to tell me what I need. It says I need the county and state. If you have a parcel number or a legal description, include that too for faster results. For the sake of demo, I don't have one of those right now, so we're just going to put county and state. Anybody have a listing that's on your desk with a parcel number?
I have a parcel number. It's 068131010.
What county is that in, Anna Marie?
It's in San Mateo County. San Mateo.
So it's pulling up the parcel GIS mapping link. So she needs the property maps portal, and it tells her what that does. Allow search by APN and view and downloading maps. If she just clicks on this, it's going to take her right to that link. It's pulling up the GIS map atlas, the open data, the planning map. So it basically pulls up each of the things that she needs access to for mapping. And then it pulls up the soil, topo, flood, wetland layers and how to pull them. And then we also have that's also as one of the resources if you just need to dash in there to one, because that's what you're just doing for the moment. It's got the zoning land use lookup, and then county contacts for San Mateo, and then next steps. The next steps for the assistant, which is I can pull up the specific map engine image and property attributes for that parcel number and send you a high-res map PDF. And it's asking, do you want me to fetch the current ownership, assessed value, building footprint, and zoning for that parcel and package it all into a report? And then it's giving a disclaimer. It's basically cutting down the time that it takes for you to pull the information. And if you are working with an assistant, or if you ever worked with an assistant and you are crunched for time and you've asked them to pull something for you, well, they don't do this every day. So they don't know what to get. Maybe they went to the property appraiser site, but didn't know that they should also pull that map for you. And there's 5 or 6 other places that they should have gone. So it helps, it does your homework for you, makes it easier for you to just go to where you need to go to get the info.
If you have an assistant, especially, it's going to make them so much smarter because it teaches them best practices, right? This is how you would really structure out intelligence or data if you wanted to get the best and highest use from it. And it also teaches them just how to think these things out structurally and really smart. And it also teaches them next steps. What's the logical next step? You know, we have a 13-year-old daughter, and so we're kind of teaching her to do these things. And she hears chat say so many things very articulately as far as emailing and things, to where now she's able to just know what it is that she should say when she's responding to emails or doing things like that. So it's just such a great tool if you have an assistant that will help them to help you, so you're not always getting pulled on or asked. You can know you can trust that this thing right here will understand the next best steps when it comes to real estate, land brokerage business.
Absolutely. Let's see. Any more questions? Hold on. Let's say, are there company-wide subscriptions available for Landverse? There are. Just let us know how many agents you have. And we do have licensing for Landverse AI.
I have a question. Exactly
Sure.
where should could we sign for this? What's the website?
If you go to landverseai.com and then scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see the annual plan. And when you get to checkout, put in RLI 40, and that'll get you the discount, the RLI discount for that.
RLI 40.
40. And then when we see that come over, you'll get a login. You know, within 24 hours, you'll get a login and an email from us, and then we'll get you in there.
Okay.
Let's see, what other questions? Let's see, who asked this question? I can't see the name. Hold on.
Oh, one more question. So if we buy now, is that for 1 year, or we'll just pay for until December?
No, it's for 1 year.
One calendar year. Yes.
It's 1 calendar year.
One full year. I mean, it's
Yeah,
from the
it
time you
is.
sign 365 days
It
of
is.
12
usage.
months. Okay. And how much is that?
It's
Should be 240.
it's somewhere around 240. The annual plan is $399, but the RLI discount is 40% off of that. So I believe it's like around 236 or somewhere around there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Sharon Wu, do you need the paid version for ChatGPT to use Landverse AI?
No, if you pay for the pro version, the $20 a month, it's like getting, 50 PhDs working for you in every industry and every aspect. I would say that is the best $20 a month you could spend
Your whole life.
in your whole life, as far as just learning to use it, getting on the phone, talking back and forth with it, because you're able to do other things too. Because it's not just Landverse. We want you to really just be AI enabled because of where the world is going. So if that can give you extra power and extra ability, go for it. It's just such a smart move. It's like, it beats Netflix all day long.
But you can do it with the paid. You
Yeah,
can
you
do
can
it
do
with
it
the free
with
version,
the free
though.
version you can.
Yeah, you just may
So
run into
what,
it.
so to understand, after paying the 240 a year for 12 months, it's an extra 20 a month to get the pro version, right?
Pro version,
If
yeah.
you have for ChatGPT, or you can use the free one.
And you'll
So-
have access to the full power of Landverse.
Mhm.
Even with the free ChatGPT, you'll have access to the full power of Landverse AI and our trained models.
So I can use the pro version for other things I'm doing with
No,
that.
no, yeah. And when I say
Yes.
pro, I mean plus, not the pro version. The
yeah,
plus,
plus.
ChatGPT plus. That's $20 a month. You don't have to have that, but if you have it, you can use it for other
Mhm.
things. You get more usage. Say you want to do 50, 100 prompts a day. It's basically unlimited usage of it. It doesn't throttle you down or anything, but you'll be able to. We haven't had any problems with anyone that's used free that has done that. But as an AI enthusiast and an AI person, I I would always tell anybody to get the plus version, because it's just they're always going to give you better things, and they're coming out with more stuff. ChatGPT 6 is going to be out here at the beginning of the year too. So you want to kind of you just want to be where it is, because it's the entire world is going to be changed by this, and you guys want to be riding that wave. So you know what I mean? Just get used to it. Make it a part of your life, and you won't be left behind.
Yeah, thank you. But it can be used also for residential, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
you can.
Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
I became an enthusiast as well.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Okay, couple more questions. Brian Meese, if we have an assistant, can we both have access from different computers to the Landverse system? If you shoot me an email, Brian, like when you sign up, tell me the name of your assistant and we'll set her up access for you.
Or him.
Her or him access for you. Then you'll be able to do it from different computers.
Yeah.
Okay. And then two more. Sharon, can I use Gemini or Perplexity instead of ChatGPT Plus?
You can use any intelligence that you feel comfortable with. When it comes to the books, the prompts, you can probably take them over there and use them in Perplexity or use them in ChatGPT Plus. But because we trained the models like the Comp Stacker and the Dirt Map and the Ask Landverse Pro, which is a new one coming out that we're going to be putting into the same universe, Outreach Pro and all that, because it was trained on land data and it was trained to answer specifically in the communication style and world of land. That's why we built these specific tools. But it keeps you within there. It's built on OpenAI's framework, which is ChatGPT Plus and all that. But you can experiment with using Perplexity. I use Perplexity too. I use Gemini, AI Studio. I use all of those. But when we went to train and we went to build these custom GPTs, we did them on the OpenAI framework. But all the intelligence is basically about the same. They're all running neck and neck. But I'm a big believer in OpenAI because it's
Yeah, and for using Landverse AI, it's built on ChatGPT, so you
Yeah.
would need to use
it's
that for
built
the,
on the framework, OpenAI's framework.
yeah, like the link won't work in
Right. You can't
Perplexity or
take it, you
Gemini.
can't open it up in Perplexity.
Right.
Now, some of the prompts that are in the books and things, you can do that and run them, to see what's what. And to do that, if you want to experiment like that, that's totally fine.
Did that make sense? Okay, awesome. Awesome. And then one more question,
I'm
Scott.
just glad that somebody out there knows about Perplexity and Gemini. We got some real AI folks on here. I love it.
And then one more question. Oh no, there's two more questions. What is Outreach Pro and how do we get it? So Scott, when you have a subscription to Landverse AI, you have access to all of those assistants that are in there. So Outreach Pro is in there, Dirt Map, CompStacker, they're all in there.
All the
of them.
calculators,
The calculators, everything's in there.
everything's in there.
The only thing that is not included, like those social media posts that I showed you, they're included. The only thing that is not included is when the new plan comes out in November for social media where
Yeah.
you can have access to the scheduler and you can have it done for your service. That's that will be a new plan.
Mhm.
But everything that's in there right now,
Everything we
it's all
talked about,
included.
it's all in there, plus some stuff too.
Yeah, you don't have to do separate. They're not separate subscriptions. It's
They're all in the same universe, all in the Land AI universe.
Then we'll have also the scheduler.
No, it's a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
it's for the people who really need to have social media and want something that's specific to land and specific to
Yes, and different from what you have there, that's in there now. You can download the images, you can copy and paste
Yeah.
and put it in Facebook one at a time. Whereas the new plan has it where there's a scheduler where we
automated.
one time we schedule it out for you. Like it's amazing.
Yeah,
So it's an upgraded plan. No,
Yeah,
so
that's-
it's a different thing. This is your base.
Okay.
Okay.
This will get you familiar with the
Thank you.
the
sir.
work in it.
And you'll also get the members that are currently in it before that plan rolls out, they get first access and at promo rate. So you don't want to wait to sign up for that.
Yeah, Ellie, if you're not signed up for ChatGPT now, you just go to chatgpt.com and sign up for that. Once you're signed up, you'll be good to go. But that's not a Landverse. It's not a Landverse thing. Landverse is different, but it works on the OpenAI framework, which owns ChatGPT, right? Which created ChatGPT. So you're going to have to sign up for ChatGPT in order to use this product.
And that'll be the link to that. We have that in your welcome email, like a
Right.
quick onboarding, so that if you're not already using it, that you'll have the link to it where you can go in there and
Yeah.
Okay.
And just doing this thing right here really puts you ahead of the game because there's going to be people still asking these questions and you're going to be out there just rocking it and using it and just getting smarter, faster, better. And I'm super excited for everybody that's on this call that you're doing it. Very proud of you. And I think you're doing a great thing for the land industry. And the biggest thing is you're going to be able to really help people at a much higher level and just going to take the pressure off of you, which is what we really want.
does.
Nobody wants extra pressure.
Yeah, no one wants to be sitting there hours.
Yes.
Trying to work on a
Yeah.
list and description.
Make it done in 5 minutes rather than 5 hours.
Yes.
Yes.
Go do
Thank
something.
you. This is just like a Christmas present, early Christmas.
We're the Santa Claus of land.
Thank you. Thank you. Great information.
Oh, thank you
are
guys. I
welcome.
love it.
Any questions before we go? Any comments, thoughts before we disappear here? It's 2:01
Yeah.
or 12:01 for you all.
Is there any way we can email you if we, have questions or?
Once you're a member, you're going to also get access to a new community that's coming out.
Okay.
And in
Okay.
that community, you'll be able to refer to each other, ask questions, and we
Yeah.
chime in
And
on
we're going to
that.
be making videos and
Wonderful.
answer questions and put them in there. We're really excited about what's
Yeah.
coming. You guys are
Ah.
going to be so ready for the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah.
And even this third quarter, you're going to be able to rock it so much faster. We're going to make sure of that with whatever we can do.
Thank you.
All right, folks.
Thank you for you all's time for joining us today. It was a pleasure.
Yes,
And we'll see you all again at some point.
that's right. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye.